sin only delivers on death. We buy into that too. And what you need to know is that God does not write and teach us about your finances just to get money out of your pockets. He cares about your heart, and money is in the way. And Jesus knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that true, abundant life exists only in Him. And God is so much better than the things that Satan tempts you to leave Him for. One of those things is pride in your finances. There is something I just want to point out in closing that I have never noticed. I've read The Prodigal Son 1,000,000 times. I've preached on it probably 20 times. But I've never noticed, when the prodigal son, and he gets a job and he's feeding pods to the pigs. One, that's a job that Jews don't do. That is a job that pigs are unclean, and Jews just do not do that. So he's humbled by his circumstances. But what I've never noticed is that the prodigal son returns to the father not because he has a newfound love for his father. The prodigal son does not just say, I've been bad to my father and I shouldn't have treated him this way. It's cerebral and it's pragmatic. The reason he comes back to his father is very logical. He says, I'm starving, and yet my father's servants have food left over. He doesn't come back to the father for some newfound love. He comes back to the father because he's starving. And yet the father does not judge those motives. He runs to him to meet him down the road. Jews in first century did not run, especially men, to meet other men. And he says, welcome home, let's celebrate. He's poor, he probably doesn't have shoes on his feet, so he puts sandals on his feet, puts a ring on his finger, which in this day and age, the ring has the family seal on it, and that means you're a representative for the family. You're allowed to make business transactions for the family. And it's as if the son never left. Folks, we've got to get it straight. Everything comes from God. Your skills, your abilities, God owns everything. And this world is here today and gone tomorrow. Everything you have is a gift, and there's no room for pride. Maybe you'll say, I was the valedictorian of my high school class. Who gave you the smarts and the ability to do that? Maybe you'll say, I'm employee of the month. Who gave you that job? Who gave you the car that cranks so you can go to work? Who gave you the good health to do what you do? Who allows you to provide for your family? Don't be deceived. It's not you. It's God in all things. All of us have probably failed morally and financially. We're like King David with the census. We're like the church in Laodicea, and we're like the prodigal son. Maybe we've been financially reckless, but the good news is that God will always, always welcome you back. And over the next few weeks, as we venture to see what God has to say about our finances, I hope what you find is that Jesus is in love with you beyond measure. Jesus is crazy about you, and why Jesus talks about money is because he wants more for you, and you're trying to settle for less. We're going to close our service this morning with a hymn of invitation. If you've never accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and never entered into an abundant, growing, vibrant relationship with him, you're missing out on an abundant, full, joyous life on earth. Now, we don't want you to leave here this morning without accepting Jesus. We're all the prodigal son. We've all strayed and wandered away, but Christ has more for us in store. If you've got a decision you'd like to make this morning, and as we sing, you come forward.